Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Rich, Simple Human. I'm your host, Lindsay Francis, and on today's short episode, I'm going to talk to you about breathing for sleep, anxiety, and focus. If you're watching on video, you'll see that I have a ball in front of me. In fact, it's not a ball, it's an expandable plastic frame that helps you imagine what's happening in your lungs when you breathe. If you are wearing biometric tracking devices such as Garmin, Whoop or Aura, now is the time to check your respiratory rate. Because what I must tell you, in my years of experience, is people are not breathing fully. Why is that? Often it's because you are in fight or flight. Your nervous system is forcing you into rapid breaths because you're not feeling deeply calm and relaxed. So before your mind begins to race off and ask, why am I not feeling deeply calm and relaxed? I'm going to invite you now just to take a few deep breaths, imagining that the ball is expanding as you inhale fully, and as you exhale, the ball that I have in my hands is contracting. We're expanding and contracting hundreds, thousands of times a day. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. Now, if you're noticing, I'm exhaling for an awfully long time. Well, of course I am. I'm relaxed, I'm calm, and I'm present. My feet are flat on the ground. My nervous system is in rest and digest. I'm relaxed and able to fully expand my lungs and then expel fully. If you begin to become aware of your breath, and in sophrology we say, notice some of the millions of tiny movements your body makes to distract your mind and change your state of consciousness. Simple breath awareness is a great way to bring your body back into balance, to allow your nervous system to shift in to rest and digest or parasympathetic, to allow your brain waves to switch down a gear and ultimately create an altered state of consciousness where you're in alpha brainwave state and where so much more important processing is happening. So I invite you to think about your breath. And I also invite you to think about the number of times you're inhaling and exhaling in a minute. If you're doing it long, deep and slow, you'll notice that the number is low. And when I say low, I see respiratory rates around 18, 17, 16 and 15. That's an average in our device tracking. And of course, I use Whoop. But if you're going to take a minute of deep breathing, you may find that number goes down to 5. What I'm going to challenge you to do is fully exhale. Fully inhale and fully exhale. And in order to fully exhale, you do need to bring some action in to your diaphragm and your stomach muscles, pulling them in to push the air out, letting them relax to bring the air in. So if you feel that you would like to put your hand on your tummy, you can do. And as you breathe in, notice your tummy expanding. As you breathe out, notice your tummy contracting. For those out there that are familiar with bellows breathing, you'll know it's a rapid breathing where you pump the abdominal muscles. This is an incredible way to stimulate your digestion. But for now, I'm just going to invite you to breathe deeply in and fully out. Just beginning to notice this breath pattern will change everything about the way you feel. So, what is the exercise I'm going to invite you to practice? Well, it's 2 inhales and a long exhale. The inhales are coming in through the nose. The exhale is happening from the mouth. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I have found my clients use this incredibly effectively to go back to sleep. If you are middle-aged, you may find mysteriously you're waking up in the night. Of course, there are so many reasons why this could be, but the trick here is not to become anxious or, dare I say it, pick up your phone, but to begin to know what you're going to do. And what you're going to do is simply deploy this breathing technique. So the technique is 2 inhales and 1 exhale, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And this is a bit like a cyclical sigh, where you breathe in, and then you breathe in again at the end, and then you exhale through the mouth. So you breathe in, through the nose, out, through the mouth. That inhale is a bit like the pattern we're using if we were children and crying. And if you're a fan of Andrew Huberman, as I am, you'll also hear him refer to a very similar method. We breathe in and out. The key here is a double inhale, and it's almost a sip of breath at the end. So you're inhaling, and then again. Then you're exhaling. And if by now you're not enjoying the sound of me sniffing, I do apologise. But I'm going to remind you again that the breathing pattern you are going to use if you wake up in the night is 2 inhales and 1 exhale. Inhale, exhale. Until you go back to sleep. So I hope you're going to try that tonight. I would love to hear any feedback you may have. But this is also a fantastic exercise to use for focus and relaxation. So if you're thinking, how am I going to use this if I'm focusing? Well, let's imagine you've got a piece of work to do. You're beginning to procrastinate. Let's bring some energy in and focus. Bring some energy in and focus. You are increasing the oxygen going to your brain. Who knew? And you're really paying attention to what you're doing. So you're beginning to bring some focus back. So it's a breath that you can use for focus. And of course, if you're going to do it a little slowly, you can use it for relaxation. So there we have it. My favourite breathing exercise at the moment. I urge you to try it, enjoy it, and keep reminding yourself that you're right here, right now. You have absolutely everything you need. And if you'd like to know more about how I work with biometric data, the Whoop band, sophrology, psychology, and performance improvement techniques, please get in touch. Until next time, enjoy today.